Good morning. My name is Hannah Zarin. My pronouns are she, her, and I'm a member of this congregation and a worship associate at the Unitarian Universalist Area Church at First Parish in Sherburne. Welcome to this house of worship. Come in, bringing all of who you are. Bring your seeking soul, searching for meaning, searching for love. Here we covenant to walk together in ways of integrity and service. We help each other find the courage and commitment to live our faith fully. We keep our minds and hearts open to each other and to the mysteries that lie beyond our certainties. Here we gather in community to celebrate our common life. Notice those who need you. They are here, they are everywhere. Let us worship together, willing to be authentic with each other, honest with ourselves, and open to connection in all its forms. Welcome.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. I'm Deb Weiner, pronouns she, her, hers, and I'm your transitional director of faith formation. So glad to see you all here today. I want to warmly welcome you, whether you have been coming here for 10 years or for 10 minutes. We're very, very glad that you've walked in the door and are spending some time here today. For folks who are joining us online, and let's turn around right now and say hi to everybody who's joining us online. Welcome to you. Please fill out the welcome card that you can find online. And if you are here, we would love to know that you have arrived. Who wants to wave those blue connection cards? Thank you, which are in your pews. Please fill those out and leave them with us so that we can connect with you. Now, I want to also mention that the prayer cards and candles are over here, but cards for naming folk and for signing up for these elements is now online. Thank you very much, Erin. And so please do that. For today, we are really pleased to express gratitude for the flowers that we have. They come from Linda Crawford in honor of everyone with a May birthday. Who's got a May birthday? Well, happy birthday, you all. Yeah, absolutely. So I have a few invitations for you. Mythbusters 2.0 will happen today in Alliance Hall downstairs. Backed by popular demand, our own clinical psychologist, Dr. Barb Fritz, and her team of fabulous panelists will offer a deeper dive into your questions about the LGBTQ+ community. Next week at noon, Reverend Frank and Erin Collier are offering a gathering called Mother's Day, It's Complicated. You'll be getting more information about that. Who can relate to It's Complicated? I know I can, yes. And from the stewardship team, we're celebrating the end of pledge season with cake at coffee hour, so please join us. And we are certainly still accepting pledges, so if you haven't already made one, now is the time, and thank you so much for your generosity and support of this congregation. Now, it's time for our Sunday Spotlight. Hit it, Kathleen. The Sunday Spotlight is when we highlight a simple, easy way that you can share your love of the world in alignment with one of our Unitarian Universalist shared values. And during all of May, we will be celebrating UU Trailblazers with spotlights and information and pictures and bios on the easels around the church, like the one that you might see here in a minute, maybe. What's the next slide? Okay, yes, indeed. There is a Spotlight today, excuse me, on Hosea Ballou. Hosea Ballou is indeed a really important person. He was a founder of American Universalism, preached the unconditional love and universal salvation that would come to all of us. We also just had Global Love Day, and that is one of the ways that we place love at the center. So find out more about how we honor love and find out more about Hosea Ballou as well. Now, it is time for you to take a moment to greet those who may be next to you or perhaps at the back of the room. Find somebody you haven't met before. Welcome them. Thank you. Hello, Tim. Yes, indeed, you would have been sad. Yeah.
I kept hearing it every time. I was like, gosh.
Our opening words today come from William Stafford. It can happen anytime. Tornado, earthquake, Armageddon, it could happen. That's why we wake and look out. No guarantees in this life. Like morning, like right now, like noon, like evening. Now please rise and body your spirit for opening hymn number 42, Morning So Fair to See.
I invite you to remain standing as Caleb and Kaya come forward to light our chalice, the symbol of our free faith, and the reminder that the Spirit is moving in our midst when we gather. Let's join now in saying together our covenant. Love is the spirit of this church, and service is law. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek truth in love, and to help one another.
Okay, can I have the children, the young at heart, the especially youthful, even older youth potentially if you're here? Oh, I see one, so eager even before I ask. I've caught an SYGer. So our Wonder Box today is sponsored by our dear president, Mr. Hank Rauch, who, well, I'm not going to give away, but he asked me to talk about something very specific that he has on his mind and on his heart recently. Can I have maybe 2 or 3 littles who haven't done it recently? Yes. Yeah. Okay, let's pull out the first thing. Yep, open the box. Let's see, what's on top? Can you hold it up? Yep. Yeah, perfect. What is that?
A flower.
Yeah, a flower, a little flower. Okay, let's put that down right there. Perfect. Okay, can I have someone else? Okay, we just did the chalice. How about you? Would you like to get something out of the box? Yeah, would you like to grab something? Yeah, that would be great. Yep. Yeah, can you hold it up? Yeah, I can help you. Ready? We can hold it together. Does anyone know what this is who's right in front of me? Anyone? Origami. Yes, it's origami. Yeah, the flower is so nice, right? Okay, so we have a flower, we have origami. Okay, I'm gonna leave the last thing in there. Thank you so much. So Hank asked me to talk about gratitude. And I was thinking about the things that I'm grateful for in this congregation. And I was thinking about how I'm so grateful for all of the kids here who are constantly bringing a smile to my face with your smiles, your hugs, the little notes you leave around church, on my desk, things that make me so happy to be here. And so I was trying to think of what to put in the box. So I was thinking about the little things that we give each other to show gratitude. And I love picking flowers for each other. And this piece of origami is something I've made since I was a kid. My best friend Josie, when I was in elementary school, her au pair, Sue Jin, taught us how to make these, and it's something that I give to people and I leave behind for people to show my gratitude. So I wanted to ask you guys, what are things that you're grateful for? People, things you do. Anyone have something? Hannah, what are you grateful for?
Springtime, the warm weather.
Springtime and the warm weather. What else? I'm really grateful for that too. Yes, Rosie.
Fact that pools exist.
I'm really grateful for that too. Yes, Susie?
My family and their support.
Yeah, family and their support. How do we thank people? I had some ideas, these little things we give each other. What do you guys like to do to thank people?
Say thank you.
Say thank you. What else? Hugs. Yes, hugs are so good, right? Smiles. That's my favorite. So I was also thinking about a group of creatures maybe that are new to our community this spring. And does anyone know who they are? They're outside. The fairies, right? So I was thinking that having them outside makes me feel so warm and happy. What do other people think about having the fairies here? Yeah, super cool, super good. Does it make you feel magical, mystical? Yeah, me too. So I was thinking that we could show our gratitude to the fairies. And so I made this thank you card. And I was thinking that we could have the kids, when we go out to our classes, we can write a little note and sign our name for the fairies. How does that sound? Yeah, that sounds really good, right? Okay, awesome. And with that, we'll go sign the card and go to class, and we're ready to sing.
Thanks, Daisy. So glad you're here today. find that song ringing around my heart and my mind days when I'm not here with you all. So glad we're here. Let's take a breath and settle in and drop down into our time for prayer and meditation and silence. Time to remember that we are here, to be grateful and to be glad for these gifts that we receive and that we bring. Let's enter into our time for prayer by singing number 83, Winds Be Still. We begin our prayers with your expressions, your prayers, your hopes for loved ones and for our world, and your expressions of gratitude. First, for our loved ones, Ellen Kirstein asked us to light this candle, and thank you, Carly, for her husband Milton, who was just diagnosed with colon cancer. And if there are others who are on your heart and in your mind this morning, loved ones, that you wish for us to hold close, please, as you're so moved, share their names with us. Lisa. Carrie. Spirit of life, hear our prayers. Now let us lift up our prayers for the world, for people and for places that need our prayers and need our thoughts and need our help. I invite you to name those people and name those places now as we light a candle for our world. Iran, Lebanon, Gaza, Palestine, Ukraine. Spirit of love, hear our prayers. And of course, we feel gratitude. We have so much to feel gratitude for, don't we? So, a candle for these specific gratitudes from our people. Happy birthday today to Linda Crawford. Thanksgiving also for our wonderful AL teachers, and congratulations to our AL students. Today's their last day in our whole lives. And from Jane and John Detweiler, our son Jared is getting married to Karen today. Yay. And so, Carly, thank you. A candle for our gratitudes. And if there are gratitudes you would like to name out loud, please share those with us. this place and for this day. Now, let us open ourselves to one another and to this moment and to the Spirit moving in our midst. Let us pray. Great living God, never fully known, joyful darkness just beyond our seeing, yet closer than our breath, everlasting home, coming to us in all kinds of ways, even through our little devices, saying, here I am, and here you are, and we are here together, and it is good. Oh, Holy One, we give thanks for this day and for these good people gathered here and for these lives we have been blessed with for a while. Help us to feel your presence in ways that will be helpful and useful to us. Help us to trust that we are here for something, that we are here to do good and to love mercy and to be agents and bringers of justice. Help us in our days to also remember those who need our help. And when they are far away, to hold them in our hearts, people who are in harm's way, people who are in trouble. But to do what we can in our world, in our homes, in our places of work, in our families, so that we might be part of this great love, that we might be part of helping to heal and bless our world. We continue our meditations and prayers for a moment now in silence. Blessed be, and amen.
Today's reading is from the book Gift from the Sea by Anne Morrow Lindbergh. We have so little faith in the ebb and flow of life, of love, of relationships. We leap at the flow of the tide and resist in terror of the ebb. We are afraid it will never return. We insist on permanency, on duration, and continuity, when the only continuity possible in life, as in love, is in growth, in fluidity, in freedom. In the sense that dancers are free, barely touching as they pass, but partners in the same pattern. The only real security is not in owning or possessing, not in demanding or expecting, not hoping even. Security in a relationship lies neither in looking back to what was in nostalgia, nor forward to what it might be in dread or anticipation, but living in the present relationship and accepting it as it is now. Relationships must be like islands. One must accept them for what they are here and now, within their limits, islands surrounded and interrupted by the sea, and continuously visited and abandoned by the tides. Every week, we collect an offering and we give it all away to support an organization that lives out our values of love, service, justice, and peace. We're able to give away 100% of our offerings thanks to your pledges. This week, we're collecting an offering for Family Promise Metrowest. The mission of Family Promise is to transform the lives of families with children that are facing homelessness by mobilizing a diverse community to provide shelter, education, and comprehensive support. They serve low and moderate income families with at least one child under the age of 18 who are homeless or at the risk of homelessness. Families are Massachusetts residents with priority given to families from the Metro West region. They welcome all genders and family compositions. I've seen firsthand as a Family Promise volunteer what this organization provides to families in need. It's truly amazing. You can make an offering today by scanning the QR code on the screen or in your pew, or by giving cash or check as the baskets come around. Thank you in advance for your generosity.
Thank you all. Before the sermon, I want to say just a word about stewardship and giving. I think you know that the church exists and thrives because of you, because of your presence here and the ways you participate here, and also because of your financial support. It's a group project, right? And your church always needs you. Today, we're, as you heard earlier, celebrating the commitment and the generosity of you, the members and friends who have already pledged to sustain our self-supporting community, and those of you who haven't quite gotten there yet, right? You know who you are. There's going to be cake. A reminder that, do you remember this from Easter? We are already at the party. We are already at the party. There's plenty of room still next to for the hearts that go on the petals over on the wall. So if you haven't pledged, don't worry, it's not too late. We ask you to pledge as you are able. And between you and me, can we get this done before Nathan gets back, please? Seriously. Thanks again to everyone who's already made their pledge. See you at the party. But first, a month ago, the worship associates were reflecting on this month's theme of transitions. And we started off with folks saying things like, transitions are hard, and change makes me anxious. We observed that big transitions, like when your vocation changes or your marital status changes, that those transitions can take a long time. To say nothing of the loss of a loved one, or contemplating the big change of one's own mortality. We know that living things must adapt and evolve in order to thrive, but still we resist change a lot of the time, don't we? It's not just me, is it? We're afraid of what we might lose, and we heard this in our reading just now. We have so little faith in the ebb and flow of life. We leap at the flow of the tide and resist in terror its ebb. We're afraid it will never return. We insist on permanency, on duration, on continuity, when the only continuity possible in life, as in love, is in growth, in fluidity. You're going to think that I'm strange, if you don't already. But every year at this time, I hope that the warm weather will not come too soon. See, I told you. I know it's been a chilly spring, but I want it to be a slow one so I can savor every bit of the season gradually unfolding. The petals on that dogwood tree right outside the window, they're just about to burst open. I think on Tuesday we're going to have a warm day, and they're just going to pop. And then it's going to cool off again, which is good because that means, to my mind, they might actually stay for a little while. 2 or 3 days of hot weather, and you know where they're going to be? They'll be on the ground. Maybe a week. But there's beauty when those petals are on the ground around the trunk of the tree too, aren't they? Isn't there? We can resist all we want, but changes will come when they will. Often not on our time frame or when we would like. So let's not be ashamed of our resistance to change. but let's try to not get stuck there either, okay? As the hymn says, life calls us on. And you want to live, don't you? Of course, transitions aren't limited to just the personal and interpersonal levels. Institutions, including the church, they tend to resist change and preserve the status quo. It doesn't mean they're bad or unhealthy, it's just how institutions behave. They want to stay the same unless there's an intentional effort to do things differently. And there's a joke about this. How many church people does it take to change a light bulb? Change? There's a book, an old book now, by William Bridges called Transitions, Making Sense of Life's Changes. And he says at the start that any transition begins with an ending. Or as T.S. Eliot put it, the end is where we start from. Which reminds me of a Sunday back in 1982. I just finished college and I didn't know where I was going. I was already tired of my parents' friends asking, well-intentioned, what are you going to do now? That morning, I was off on my own working for a guy I'd worked for in college on the summer as a fisherman. And Sunday was the one day we didn't work, and it was a sunny fall Sunday in New England, and I bought a Boston Globe, and I was sitting on the dock in the sunshine reading the paper. And I happened on a column by Ellen Goodman. Anyone else remember her writing fondly? Yeah. She had just taken her daughter to college, and she was feeling the weight of that transition. Her column concluded with words that have stayed with me since. She wrote, "You can tell me of all the promise that lies ahead for my daughter, which I know is true, but don't tell me not today that there isn't a death in any new beginning." And maybe this is part of why we resist transitions, because we don't tend to like death, do we? We push it away at our peril, though. You must know Rainer Maria Rilke, German poet and philosopher and mystic. He said something that I love. Basically said that avoiding life's darker mysteries closes us off from them and from life itself and does harm to life. He said, all these things that are so closely related to us through our daily defensiveness have been so entirely pushed out of life that the senses with which we might have been able to grasp them have atrophied, to say nothing of God. The invitation is to open ourselves to some level of discomfort. March's worship theme, remember? Trusting that the shadows are also a part of a good and healthy life, and time spent there is good for us too. The pivotal part of Bridges' book about transition is in the middle section, in which he describes the neutral zone, his words for that space between an ending and the new beginning that will eventually follow. This neutral zone is a place of possibility where anything can happen. It can be a fallow time of waiting and resting, like when a seed waits in the dark earth to sprout in the spring. The neutral zone is also a place of uncertainty. You don't know what's coming, and so it is often an uncomfortable place, which is why people tend to want to rush through it. I was telling somebody before church about an interim minister I know now who's at this church for 2 years, while they're letting go of their beloved former minister and wonder what's coming next. And some people are wanting to rush through that. Somebody in the church said to my friend just the other day, "When is the real minister going to get here?" The neutral zone is a fruitful place, though, if you can stand it. If you can just hang out for a while and be open and awake to that time of unknowing. You know this already, that whether we like it or not, transitions are a part of life. Any parent knows that babies and little children, they're growing up right before one's eyes. And it seems often, particularly when they're little, that just when you get used to the stage that they're in, you realize they've already moved on to another stage that then you have to adapt to, right? And this time of year is also full of rituals and celebrations of transitions, right? Like weddings and graduations. Have you ever noticed that there's this underneath the surface at a wedding, this handoff that happens, this poignant new life beginning between the two people? But also there's something that happens for the parents. There's a letting go of what has been, a literal, if not figurative, giving away. Teachers know something about letting their students go at the end of the year, right? I imagine that sometimes it may be a sad letting go, and there've got to be times when it's joyful as well, right? A graduation seems like an ending, but what it's called is commencement. It's a beginning. If I've learned anything from life, as a son and as a father, as a husband and as a minister, it's about this dance of holding on and letting go, trying to be present to whatever it is that's going on right now. But still, this is the secret and the necessity of life, isn't it? To be aware that we are here in this moment. To not be in the past or in the future, but to really try to be here now. It's one of the blessings and gifts of the Buddhist tradition, the invitation to mindfulness and to the impermanence of life. Yeah. When you come here on Sunday, when you enter this sanctuary, I wonder if you're aware that you're crossing over a threshold into a different space and to a different kind of time. Here with your companions, with the mystery moving in our midst, there is always this invitation to be still and to know what you can't know when you're moving too fast or you're listening to too much noise. To be still and know that life is good, even with its pain and its brokenness. To be still and know that you are here, breathing in and breathing out, that this moment is a gift. To be mindful of what's changing and of what remains the same. The nature of life is transitory, of journey and home, going out and coming back, holding on and letting go. A dance of beginnings and endings and in-between time. There's a beautiful example of journey and home, of going out and coming back that's been playing out over the last month or so. And it's taken me by surprise how much I've been moved by the Artemis II mission, the voyage of the spaceship Integrity around the moon and back. I've been inspired by the journey of these 4 astronauts traveling farther away from the Earth than humans have ever gone before. But more than that feat of engineering and effort, I've been moved by their humanity, by these 4 people. The way they have shared their perspectives, their values, their joy, their love for each other. And how this journey and their sharing of it has been transformative for many of us here on earth. Do you know what I'm talking about? They are 4 beautiful people, 3 Americans and 1 Canadian. And listening to them reminds me how hungry I am for leaders like these. People who are smart, mature, caring, empathetic, observant, joyful. Like what the crew pilot, Victor Glover, said to ground control as they were getting as far away from Earth as they were going to get. He said, as we get close to the nearest point of the moon and farthest point from Earth, as we continue to unlock the mysteries of the cosmos, I would like to remind you of one of the most important mysteries on Earth, and that's love. During their reentry, I almost held my breath for the 6 minutes of communications blackout, while their capsule was like a streaking fireball coming back through our atmosphere. After the splashdown, when the astronauts were in that Navy ship and they went to the sick bay and were being checked out by doctors, the commander, whose name is Reed Weissman, he later said at a press conference he was feeling something that he couldn't explain. He said, I'm not really a religious person, but there was no other avenue for me to explain anything or explain this experience we just had. So I asked for the chaplain on the Navy ship to come and pay us a visit for a minute. And when that man walked in, I'd never met the man in my life. I saw the cross on his collar and I broke down in tears. Reed Weissman said, it's been very hard to fully grasp what we went through. When the sun eclipsed behind the moon, I think all 4 of us felt something. I turned to Victor and I said, I don't think humanity has evolved to the point of being able to comprehend what we were looking at right then, because it was otherworldly and it was amazing. Crew pilot Victor Glover was sitting right next to Wiseman at this press conference, and he said, the only thing I will add is that I am a religious person, but everything else, he said, is just the same. Their 10 days in space, being part of that crew, it gave Christina Cook a deeper understanding of the power of human connection and commitment. She said, a crew is people, a group that is in it all the time, no matter what, that is stroking together every minute with the same purpose, that is willing to sacrifice silently for each other, that gives grace, that holds accountable. A crew has the same cares and the same needs, and a crew is inescapably, beautifully, dutifully linked. So when we saw tiny Earth, she said, people asked our crew what impressions we had. And honestly, what struck me wasn't necessarily just Earth. It was the blackness all around. Earth was just this lifeboat hanging undisturbingly in the universe. So she said, I may not have learned, I know I haven't learned everything that this journey has to teach me. But there's one new thing I know, and this is it. Planet Earth, you are a crew. You are a crew, she said. Dear spiritual companions, let us be people who lift our eyes up to the stars. And let us also feel the earth under our feet and know it as holy ground. Who reach out to one another again and again because we know we are a crew. And may the love that is beyond our understanding, which is also part of our crew, bless us and keep us, our going out and our coming back, now and forevermore. Amen. We're going to sing a hymn now from the African American spiritual tradition, a song that originated among enslaved people seeking strength for the race of life and the journey toward freedom. We try to remember, hear, and hold the context of words and songs that we share in worship. We sometimes forget to, but let's honor that spirit and those who've gone before us as we sing number 348, Guide My Feet. Let's say together our call to ministry. We go forth into the world in peace to act with works of love, to affirm each person's dignity, and to cherish the living earth. May there be a love and a fire that burns in our hearts so strongly that it sends us out to do the work we have been given to do, to love one another, to see them as our crew, to bless and keep each other and our dear earth, now and in the days to come. Amen.